Right. Okay, guys, getting towards the business end of the season. We've got some grand final appointments to announce shortly, but before we get to those, some milestones. 50th game this week, Alex Scarman in the goals, Will Scott Young in the field, Andrew Story in the field, Simon Johnson his 100th game, field umpire, 300th game, another field umpire, Kim Alley, one of our better rec or non-training umpires, and a big 400 to the great Greg Von Einen. So well done, Greg, and to all those guys who are hitting milestones, well done. Enjoy your day this Saturday. Oh, as I mentioned, we've got some grand finals this week. The women's Div 2, Div 3 and Div 7 grand finals are being played at St Mary's. I'll send out in the coaching notes the complete umpiring panels, but just announcing on the Zoom tonight the field umpires. So women's Div 2, Mel Booth, Michael Houston. Women's Div 3, Dale Clark, Rob McKay. And women's Div 7, Sean Field and Brian Humble. So well done, guys. Enjoy your day out. It's always a big day for anyone in the grand final, and important that we perform at our best. Now, running umpires for any grand final this year, we'll need a ticket to get into the ground. So we'll have all those tickets in an envelope waiting at training for you to pick up. And if you can't come to training on a Wednesday night, then we'll put them at the front office for you to pick up either on Thursday or Friday. I wouldn't leave it too late on Friday because quite often, the league office clears out a bit on Friday once we've got everything set. But you need to have a ticket to get in. Also in grand finals for both women's and men's, there's going to be an award for the best player on the ground. So if you're appointed to a grand final, you'll just need to pick that one best player at the end of the game and communicate that to whoever's in charge of the presentations on the day. Now, a reminder, some of you would have picked up that the preliminary final weekend, which is a huge weekend, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 for all the men's games. It's going to be on the weekend of Friday, September 3 and Saturday, September 4. Albeit gated grounds. If you want to be considered for the Friday night prelim finals, make sure your showing is available. I know a lot of you haven't bothered with your Friday night availability because it hasn't really mattered till now, but for that weekend, just make sure you go in and show yourself as available. And look, even if you think you're not going to get a game, there's some guys that haven't been training or don't think they're in contention. You might not be in contention for a grand final, but the prelim final weekend, we need double the amount of umpires we do for the grand final weekend. So we still need quite a few umpires. So make yourself available if you want to be considered. Melee rule, as we're having some issues with the app recently, if you have a melee rule, we don't have too many of them these days, but where the club needs to be fined, so you've given them the warning and they keep fighting, and the clubs need to be issued a fine, just put it in the app in the normal spot, in the comment section, in the central umpires report, but also just let me know. So either text me or email me and I'll just follow up, make sure that the clubs get fined. All right, that's it for now. Any questions from anyone before we go on to the coaching video? Can be anything from happened on the weekend if you want to ask anything. All right, let's get on to the coaching video. Hopefully you've had a chance to have a look. It's the topic is react to what happens. Obviously with your positioning and your running, you want to be proactive and anticipate where you can. As far as decision making, you're reactive and you basically react to what happens, as the topic says. So let's get on to the first example. And Iggy, want to unmute yourself? Interesting story from the weekend. We had a Salisbury North player that we noticed on video had been ducking and putting himself in dangerous positions and bringing on free kicks. And so I had a chat with Iggy and Hilly, who were umpiring the game. Told them that the previous week the number 9 had been out to no good, and we probably needed to be wary for it and call play on where we can. I notified Salisbury North that this is going to happen. And Iggy, you want to just let everyone know what happened on the weekend?
Yeah, Hilly and I got the team sheet and had a look down for a number 9 for Salisbury North. But mysteriously enough, he didn't appear on the team sheet. However, he was playing under a different number.
So the guys did identify it and rightfully called play on when he did what he'd been doing other weeks. So correct. Interesting things that happened for you. It was quite amusing. So anyway, all right, Iggy, give us your thoughts on example number 1.
Yeah, Cole, I reckon that the South player uses his arm to propel the Norwood player forward in the marking contest. So I'd pay that as a push in the back.
Yep, spot on. So the outstretched arm does propel the Norwood player forward, puts him out of the contest, and marking interference for pushing the back. Spot on. Tony Simons, is that your face? I see you there with a beanie. Is that right? Unmute yourself, mate, and you can have a go at the next one. You're muted and we can't hear you. That's the beauty of Zoom meetings. All right, Balsy, you want to unmute yourself? All right, see what you think of example number 2.
It looked like the ball had come out and the yellow team player had been grabbed and thrown around to the ground. So I'd say it was holding the man there. Correct,
spot on. So yes, clearly was not in possession of the ball, was not entitled to be tackled. Obvious and blatant holding the man, and a bit like the topic for this coaching video, react to what happens. All right. There's a few here that don't want to show their face, but we'll ask them to come. Brendan Gore, you want to unmute yourself, mate?
Yep, here you go.
Example number 3. What do you think?
Oh, I reckon he had prior, but he could have got a handball. Couldn't really see from this angle, but I'd say hold the ball if you didn't get a handball. But
yeah. So yeah, if you haven't had a chance to look at the video yet and you're just watching it on Zoom, it's a bit hard to tell. But definitely no handball. So definitely a prior. Ball spills free, and therefore holding the ball. All right, Marek Carls. You want that one? What do you think?
I didn't get a chance to watch the video before, so it was a bit freeze framey, but
I'll show it to you again.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fun. Here we go.
Yeah, I reckon he's dived in and taken the legs of the player coming out. So yeah, pay the contact by the knee.
Spot on. That's exactly right. They're hard free kicks to get. It's the player that normally gets hands on the footy first that gives away the free kick, which goes against your judgment. But yes, he has definitely. You want that player to keep their feet wherever possible, and when they choose to go to ground like that, and then they take the legs out from the other player coming in, the contact below the knees is a good get if you can get it. And Matt Raymond, You're able to unmute yourself. All right,
Yep,
thanks,
yeah.
Matt. Here we go.
Oh, it's a bit freeze framey, but I'm going to say holding the ball. He's gone for the fend off, which is the prior. That hasn't paid off and he's been tackled, so holding the ball.
Yep, it is definitely holding the ball. Yeah, potentially a fend off, you could say that, but certainly it could also be that he just makes no genuine attempt. There's no attempt to try and handle it either, but either way, holding the ball's the right answer, so well done.
Sweet.
Let's go through the next few and I'll just give a bit of a rundown. I must be able to see the footy. So clearly drags it in and then rightfully paid holding the ball. If you don't have an angle on that and you're not arcing around to be able to see the footy, you won't see that being dragged in. So the positioning allows the umpire to pay the right free kick. Again, being able to see the ball player's head and shoulders is the key. So in this case here, there's a little clip across the head. It's a really good get. It's a really good free kick. And umpire was on the right angle to see it. Protecting the ball player is important, of course. So either holding on or in the back. Clumsy tackle, rightfully penalised. Hold the whistle and let the play unfold. So don't go looking for free kicks and the obvious and blatant ones show out. Drags the ball in, makes no genuine attempt. Given a chance to try and get it out, which he doesn't do, therefore rightfully penalised. Peripheral vision allows you to see off the ball. In this case here, players taken out high. If you're just following the footy and don't have peripheral vision, you miss that free kick. And that's where you get problems. Really good pick up there. And if you're 20, 25 metres away, you're more likely to see those type of free kicks. When you react, it must be to the laws of the game. What that means by here is player in front is paid the mark, even though the Norwood fans and the outer don't like it. That's the rules. Man in front gets the free kick. So err on the side of the ball play when there is doubt. So I had to look at this a couple of times saying it. So err on the side of the ball player is actually paid holding the ball because he just drops it. So I guess what they're meaning there, he isn't the ball player there. He just wants to let it go. And while you're on the side of the ball player, generally to pay high tackles or in the backs, holding the man. We also err on the side of the player who doesn't want to keep possession of the ball and essentially drops it. So in that case there, it's a holding the ball free kick. So holding the whistle, let it unfold, then react to only the obvious. And certainly there's times in a game where you need to keep control and you're looking to, I guess, make sure you don't miss any free kicks at all. And you've got to stamp your authority when it's hot. And there are times in the game where that might happen. But on the whole, if they're playing footy, you want to let them. And don't go looking for free kicks. So that's the coaching session. Any questions or comments on any of those? Okay. All right. Anything else before we wind up?
Colin, we've got a barbecue this Wednesday night if everybody's interested.
Ah, beautiful. I'll add that to the coaching notes. So what's the details, Gory?
$5 for a drink and a sausage or a hamburger.
Beautiful. Excellent. Might get a few more show up to training. Anyone else?
Yeah, just to congratulations to all the game milestone for this weekend, especially Jono and Greg Von Idem. Me personally, they were my coaches back in the day, and loving the link between coaches and ex-players who are enjoying the umpiring world. So congratulations to everybody this weekend.
Oh, very good. So Simon Johnson and Greg Van coached you as a player.
They did, yeah. They were very entertaining coaches.
Did they abuse umpires during their time?
Yeah, to chalk up some games, they've done the full circle in the umpires world. So it's really good.
Did they give umpires a hard time when they were coaching?
Yeah, pretty much. They gave me a few spits over the course of our relationships, but they did pretty well.
Yeah, good. All right, excellent. Thanks, Andre.
No wonder you polled so many votes.
Yeah, they enjoyed the $20-50 after a game too.
Yeah, very good. All right, good on you guys. Thanks for all that. We'll see you on Wednesday night for the barbecue after a run. And as far as the Zoom goes, we've got 2 weeks left. In 2 weeks' time, we'll have our final Zoom meeting, and we've got one last AFL umpire who's going to come and speak to us for that final session. Happens to be one of the most successful umpires, not only in the current batch of umpires, but in all time. So that's going to be a massive Zoom meeting. I'm really looking forward to that in a couple of weeks. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll see you this Wednesday night.